I'm Luke Wilson from Sheffield Renewables. I'm a volunteer for them. I'm also a board member for them. And firstly, I apologise because I haven't had time to put together a presentation. I did this quickly at work today, so I'm going to mumble my way through it. But hopefully you can find more information and some nice slides on our website if you go to that. So I was told it's also meant to be interactive, so firstly I'd ask at this point, would anyone like a cup of tea at all? Hands in the air if you'd like a cup of tea right now. Not as many as before. Come on, indulge me. Yeah, come on, there we go. Right, but bear that in mind for this piece then, in that case. So, as for Sheffield Renewables, it was formed in 2007 by a group of volunteers in response to concerns around issues of climate change, fossil fuel depletion, and the need to move towards leading more sustainable lifestyles. So we believe that energy is obviously a big part of these problems, but also part of the solution. Our aim is to develop, fund, build, own and operate clean and green energy, renewable energy schemes in a way which brings benefits to both the city and its people. We believe that alongside the challenges of climate change, reducing our reliance on fossil fuels and moving towards sustainable renewable sources of energy production are opportunities for building a fairer and more inclusive society and economy. So we're not the only ones thinking this. We're part of a relatively new community energy movement across the UK, which has grown in numbers and in influence in terms of an industry, in terms of the movement of people. So we all believe that energy is almost as important to our lives as air and water. It's kind of fundamental to the way we live today. It's the backbone of society as it stands. But why should the production, distribution and use of energy be so out of our control, so expensive, so detrimental to the environment, so unsustainable, and benefit so few people at the cost of so many people? So community energy schemes exist in many forms, but fundamentally it's about local people challenging those kind of norms and assumptions about energy, the norm at the moment. In community energy, there's an emphasis on community ownership, leadership and control, where the community actually benefits from energy production itself. Some of the benefits of community energy include democratising the energy supply, so developing a fairer energy system for the future, which works for ordinary people rather than making money for the people who control it. So that's a move from the big six to the big 6,000, taking some of that power back ourselves. It's about an opportunity for people to invest in the local community and also receive a modest return on investment. It's accessible, so anyone can get involved from any background, from volunteering to invest in itself. It provides an opportunity for training, skills and employment in the local area. It creates a stronger community with a strengthened sense of place. It helps contribute to wider regeneration of communities. It provides an increased autonomy and resilience in terms of energy supply and income. It helps the increased take-up of renewable energy, reduces carbon emissions and improves energy security within the local area. It engages people with issues around climate change, energy, efficiency and sustainability, and it can provide an income stream which can then be reinvested back into the local community itself. So a lot of groups such as Sheffield Renewables have been and maybe still are considered as a bunch of hippie do-gooders. We've been referred to as that previously, who are very good at preaching and talk a lot about green things, and Sheffield Renewables has been around since 2007. It's done a lot of talking to get to the point we're at now. But I think that Sheffield Renewables, along with a host of other groups and organisations in Sheffield today, and sometimes some of which are here today, have and will continue to prove this assumption wrong. It was Dr. Joe Smith who, at one of the early Green Commission hearings from the Open University, he spoke about the phrase "less climate, more change." And I think that Sheffield Renewables and others are embodiment of that phrase. We realise that people don't want to hear negatively, constantly talking about their lifestyles and the choices they make of destroying the environment and the planet. They want and hope for positivity and to know how to work together to make things better. So in the spirit of less climate, more change, in the last few years, Sheffield Renewables have further developed to become an entirely not-for-profit social enterprise. It's still led completely by volunteers from across Sheffield for the benefit of Sheffield. We now have a community of 17 active volunteers, 1,500 supporters and 180 shareholders. We've run a community share offer which has generated £240,000 in funding from investors across Sheffield but also from the wider area. And this has in turn helped us deliver two 50 kilowatt solar PV renewable energy schemes, with a third one about to be installed. This wasn't an easy process and there's many lessons for us to learn from what we've been through as an organisation, but it's an example of how the Sheffield community working together can take the initiative themselves about things that matter for the positive benefit of all. There are many challenges ahead for Sheffield Renewables, but we feel that Sheffield is an ideal place for the community, civil society, businesses and public bodies, such as the local authority, to work together to realise the benefits of community energy. And I think some of the people who have come along to the Green Commission and spoke and done talk like today are kind of an example of using that power together to move things forward ourselves. Sheffield Renewables wants to see Sheffield as a leader in a decentralised renewable energy production, with community energy playing a big part in this energy mix. Both the short and long-term benefits of this for Sheffield's environment, community and economy are apparent and should be seized. So I'll quickly finish with some facts and figures that were handily provided to me today by my colleague. So through harnessing the energy of the Sheffield community, Sheffield Renewables' 2 solar arrays have so far over the last year produced over 72,000 kilowatts hours of energy, generated £15,000 of income, saved £1,600 in electricity costs for local organisation, and saved over 31,000 kilograms of CO2. And I've had some freshly updated figures today about this. So as of midnight last night, our panels for both active sites combined to make enough to boil 609,300 full kettles. That's 3,655,800 cups of tea apparently. Standard size.
Can you just say that again?
Absolutely. So back to that off the cup of tea. So during that 5-minute talk, one of our solar panel arrays would have produced enough energy to boil 5.5 kettles of water. 5.5 kettles of water. And that's enough to make 27.5 cups of tea. Unfortunately, I don't have access to any of that energy right now, so I can't make you one. But maybe next time we can have more panels across the city and we can generate some electricity and we can provide you with those cups of tea.
How convenient.